Hey guys, Sean Taggy here. I'm going to be introducing to you the 9 levels of financial independence. All right, let's dive in. Okay, so the first level of financial independence is called financial dependency. Okay, so financial dependency is not a great scenario. This is a rock bottom. You are basically where your living expenses is greater than your income. Okay, so you're not doing too awesome. You have massive amounts of credit card debt. Perhaps you're barely making ends meet, and then a little bit less, and your debt keeps piling up, and you have to draw out of your credit cards to keep paying just your rent or your mortgage and your car payments. Sadly, a lot of people are in this situation and they need to adjust quickly, whether that is reducing their living expenses or increasing their income or both, or just a miracle happens, or they have to declare bankruptcy pretty soon. So, we're trying to bump up to each level on these. The next one is called financial solvency, and I'm just going to go financial solvency. Okay, that is basically your living expenses and your income are just barely making ends meet. So you can pay for all your basics of your rent, your mortgage, your car payments, your food, some entertainment here and there, but you cannot save up for anything. And if one little thing, blew over your house of cards, like a tire or a flat tire or, a medical bill or something, you would be going down into level 1 and level 0, declaring bankruptcy. So something, you'd want to be saving up, which leads us to the next level, level 3 of financial stability. Okay, so financial stability is building off this, but you have a little bit of a cushion. Okay, so maybe you have a 1 month or 2 month, 3 month saving. If a flat tire happens, you can adjust a little bit and pay for that. Some minor medical bills, so you have a little bit of cushion to pay for things. So that's the first phase of it. Okay, so the next phase is called debt freedom. Okay, so debt freedom is, people define it in 2 different ways. The Dave Ramsey style, the extreme Dave Ramsey people, they say it's you paid off all of your debts completely. Your mortgages, your student loans, your credit card debts, any consumer debts, boats and furniture debts, or anything that you have. And then other people define it, and I define it more as you've paid off all of your high interest and high unnecessary consumer debts. So that means you still have a mortgage on your house. You are paying off your student loans and maybe like a car loan, but all the other unnecessary debts you've paid off completely, like your credit card debts. So, debts. Okay, that was where they're paid off. So we'll put a check by that. That's something good to focus on because, it's a great investment paying off those 20-30% credit card debts because it's like you're getting a 30% return on your money. So something good to focus on. Okay, so the next one is financial solvency. Okay, so this is an awesome phase. This is where your cash flow from your investments that you've saved up and the dividends or perhaps the rental income you're making from your properties is equal to your basic living needs and basic living expenses. So I'm not talking about you can go out and do your entertainment and other things like that all the time. You'd have to tighten up on your life for your basic living expenses. But hey, if you got laid off and you needed to make ends meet, you could ride your investments for quite a while, maybe even years to come, and live basically without having to get another job. This is a great first step to be in here. Okay, so now we're on financial flexibility. Hopefully I spelled that right. Yeah. So financial flexibility is where you have your cash flow meet your basic living expenses, plus you can be ready for corrections. Okay, so corrections in the market, I would say it's like you have like a plus or minus 20% buffer ready for a market correction or some big things to happen in your basic living expenses. So that's another, you're just kind of stepping it up a notch. Okay, so there's the next 3 phases. Now we're on to kind of the best part right here is financial independence. Okay, oh, sorry about that. I'll just Erase that. Independence. Okay, so financial independence is what most people consider living off the 4% rule, or also 25x. So it's basically like if you got fired or wanted to quit your job, you totally could. You could be like, forget this, your boss makes you mad one day, or you're just fed up with your work. You could quit and never have to work again. So it's basically you're working because you enjoy it now, and it's where you've saved up enough investments. If you drew against your pool of your cash flow, it can meet your basic living expenses for forever, or for a very long time. Typically you want like 25 times your monthly income, your annual income to be saved up. Okay, so that's where either your investment rental properties can pay for that, or dividends, or a big pile of cash amassed in your stocks. You could draw from that and it would just keep growing, because typically most people think you can grow more than 4% a year on your investments. Okay, number 8 is the awesome one, financial freedom. Okay, so this is where you can build off level 7. You're financially free. You can quit your job. Plus, you have some major life goals that you can accomplish with this cash flow that you're making. You've piled up so much money. You could draw, 20, 30, even 50% of your nest egg to buy a huge house, a mansion, a lake house, a couple vacation rentals, buy some Lamborghinis and things like that. And your investments just keep building up, and they'll restabilize after a few years, as long as you don't go super crazy every year on your spending. So that's financial freedom. The last one is called financial abundance. Okay, so financial abundance is the ultimate dream. Now this is 0.01 or 0.001 of the population. And this is your rock stars, your movie stars, Bill Gates, all those other guys, where they have so much money, it would take them a lifetime, or like a lifetime of hiring other people to spend that money for them. Okay, you have so much money, it just doesn't even matter. You could spend so much in a day, and the next day you've doubled the money you spent that day before. It also means you have legacy generational wealth. I think that really is accomplished in here or here or here as well, is where you can support your kids for years to come, or they can have a great financial start onto the years to come. So this is the zone really where you want to start getting on. Obviously you need to break out of each one of these zones. So why don't you first determine, I want you to comment in this video what level you are on. And it's okay if you're at level 1 or 4 or 7. It'd be great to let me know where you're at. I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear these people in the 7, 8, and 9s, to be inspired from them. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to help out the guys in 1, 2, or 3. I was definitely in level 3 for a while, just coming out of college, living paycheck to paycheck, barely had a cushion for things. When Christmas came around, it's always stressful. I'm rolling in this zone right now, kind of building up almost into this zone. So it's an awesome thing that I'm at. And I'm not saying that to brag or anything, just trying to help people get inspired for what they can accomplish. Lastly, if you like this video, I'd appreciate so much if you hit the subscribe button and comment, like our videos. That would help us so much getting our message out. We're looking to help millions of people kind of up through these paths until financial freedom or financial independence and abundance. Thank you so much.